Quidditch World Cup.
There is no difference to how they do the build-up to the Quidditch World Cup than how we would do the build-up to the Champions League final.
That was a magnificent moment, the Wizards Millennium Stadium or whatever it is, the first time you see that, and it looks like it's going to be like Wembley, even though it's got a different set of arches. But then it's this sort of kind of huge, like the inside of a South American prison with endless walkways.
It's the Irish! There's Troy! And Milan!
But while the big stuff is awesome, what's fascinating about this is that in the world of Potter, no detail is too small.
They made Quidditch World Cup programmes, and in the programmes it would be like a Champions League final programme. You have player profiles, you have the history of the game, you have sponsorship pages. No one was ever going to see these programmes. There was never going to be a close-up of the programme, but they still went to the effort of making them and making tons and tons of these programmes just in case in the back of shot someone might see a programme and they couldn't possibly have it being a bit of blank paper.
Look, there's one. That bloke's reading it. And if you're wondering where England are, they didn't qualify. Looks like they got that detail right as well.
I think that's a joke on J.K. Rowling's part then.
This is the moment the world goes, wow, these guys can really, really act.
Frustrated by their battle against the Dark Lord Voldemort, here an exhausted Harry and Ron genuinely turn on each other.
What's wrong? Wrong? Nothing's wrong. Not according to you, anyway.
It was very difficult because me and Rupert get on so well and laugh so much that actually to kind of really have to have a go at each other was quite hard.
If you've got something to say, don't be shy. Spit it out. All right, I'll spit it out. But don't expect me to be grateful just because now there's another damn thing we've got to find.
I thought you knew what you signed up for.
Yeah, I thought I did too.
He just doesn't believe that Harry's given all the information out. He thinks Harry's holding back.
I thought you knew what you were doing. I thought Dumbledore would have told you something worthwhile. I thought you had a plan.
I told you everything Dumbledore told me.
Then, of course, he sees Harry with kind of getting quite close with Hermione and all this kind of paranoia and doubt. And, yeah, so it just kind of erupts.
You think I don't know how this feels?
You don't know how it feels! Your parents are dead! You have no family!
Stop! Stop! Let go!
Go then!
That fight, I mean, I remember that day and just thinking, wow, these guys really might hit each other. They really, it was a really intense scene. They did an incredible job.
I must ask you not to scream. It might provoke them!
But for us, this counts as a little light relief.
Cornish pixies.
Freshly caught Cornish pixies.
A Cornish pixie, what is that? It's a little sort of mischievous character. Looks quite sort of cuddly initially, you know, it looks like you could be a nice pet.
Let's see what you make of them.
Working with that many special effects when there were all these pixies, we were, Chris would be like, there's one behind you, there's one there, like, look up.
Get off me! Stop! Hold still!
I had false ears made for that sequence that had fishing wire attached through it. And then literally two guys with fishing rods either side, just off camera, would just sort of pull on the ears to make them look like they were being stretched, and then obviously they added the pixies on afterwards.
Oh, and another thing. These vicious little pixies should also be celebrated for giving Harry Potter one of its most enduring catchphrases.
Why is it always me?
I mean, he only ever says it once, but the amount of people that have asked me to sign photographs and books and say, can you write "Why is it always me?"
So, you'll remember that mysterious stranger who saw off the foul Dementors.
Bye, 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 the light of the silvery moon.
Professor.
That was none other than Professor Lupin. Definitely one of the good guys, right? Well, in the Potterverse, even the good guys have a dark side.
Being turned into a werewolf was great. It was one of my dreams. It really was when I was a kid. It's not something I ever thought I would actually get to do in a major motion picture.
Behind the silver
It scared me, and it shut my kids up when we were watching it. Suddenly everything went quiet.
Remus, my old friend, have you taken your potion tonight? You know the man you truly are, Remus. This heart is where you truly live. This heart here.
I watched it again recently, and it's, you know, and it's something you can. It's very strange, actually. It's a little trippy to see your face transform in a matter of seconds into that of a wolf. But I was very pleased with it, of course.
Remus!
Werewolf was different to your more typical werewolves. It was very much a lithe, emaciated, slightly more sad creature. It was almost like this was an illness.
You know, there's still a lot of Lupin inside the werewolf, even when he's full blown in all his ferocity. I think there's still something of the fragility, the frailty that Lupin has, something quite shabby and pathetic. I think it's quite nice to see a sickly werewolf, and I think that's, you know, it does encompass this pathetic quality that Lupin has.
Obviously he's scary, but I think there's something actually sadder about his appearance than being scared of him, and obviously that's, you know, what Hermione picks up on, is that there's someone very human inside that sort of creature.
Professor Lupin. You're a really good teacher, Harry.
This is a moment that broke teenage hearts all over the world.
Mistletoe.
Probably full of nargles, though.
What are nargles?
No idea.
That's so exciting! I was so excited for the first kiss. I was in a really big cinema when I saw it, and there was just a collective when he did it. I think it was just because it was like Harry Potter being sexualized, which was just too much.
I remember that all the other kids were outside sort of watching on the monitors, and I think I got the mick taken out of me a little bit. '80s, very beautiful, and so that was kind of, you know, that was quite, well, you know, it's fun. It's a nice part of your job as an actor. Occasionally you get to kiss very attractive women.
For any Harry Potter fan, this moment is the equivalent of the Big Bang, the point at which the entire Potterverse began.
Professor Dumbledore, sir. Professor McGonagall.
It just so feels like the beginning of something big and the beginning of something really important.
This boy will be famous. There won't be a child in our world who doesn't know his name.
Exactly.
Professor McGonagall says there isn't a child in the world who isn't going to know the name of Harry Potter. And that's very spooky, because she couldn't have been more right.
No one would have given you good odds on that becoming true. You know, the book was too long, it was uncommercial, it was about a boarding school. There were so many, oh no, that won't work, about Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And these were things said by publishing experts. So no, I would have been crazy to think that literally would become true.
Good luck, Harry Potter.
More than 2,000 people worked on each and every Potter film. It's no wonder they created so many memorable moments.
When Dobby died, I was a mess. When Dobby died, I cried.
On the count of 3!